Elsewhere in the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers opening the season playing host to Russell Wilson. There's Cam Newton, and there is that other quarterback entering his sophomore season, Russell Wilson. Tough beginning for him as the Seahawks will manage only 136 yards.
Did you see
points
that
in the first half?
4 and 7 East Coast games at 1 o'clock. That tough travel schedule for the Seahawks.
And that was something you talked about all preseason.
Yeah.
How difficult that is for Seattle.
Played there for 4 years. It's a long trip.
Wilson sacked by Charles Johnson, fumbles, and Johnson also recovers for the Panthers. Still in that second quarter, Russell Wilson trying to get it figured out with offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell. Cam Newton, he can do this awfully well, guys. 11 yards and a first down.
He feels it so well. And then I love, despite that he's 250 pounds, boy knows how to slide and get down.
Well, he's 240-something now because he's slimmed down. He slimmed down, Cam Newton.
Came back to his second receiver, and it's the veteran Steve Smith.
Well, that's all the offense you got, boys. All right, that's a wrap.
Greg Olson's like, can I get
That's
the
a
ball?
wrap.
Panthers on top 7-3, and the defense still playing well. 2nd and 7. Wilson going to go down again, this time by Charles Godfrey, 13-yard loss.
Absolutely. I think Ron Rivera. Go ahead, Jamie.
No, I was going to say, you fantasy guys, this was my sleeper defense right here. They know how to get after, but watch this little ruckus right here. You're going to see
Frank Alexander and Reno Giacomini.
Yep. You can't
Disqualified.
do that. Yeah,
DQ'd.
Just can't do that.
And the funny thing is, you hit the ref in the process, man. Make one mistake, too.
Third quarter, we'll see if the Seahawks offense can get it going. 3rd down and 8.
Look at the pressure the whole time. Carolina did a
Look at that play. Doug Baldwin coming back to the ball. First down, gain of 13.
Ron Rivera got his guys to buy into seal the pocket. It's like Bill Belichick. We used to play Michael Vick. Don't worry about getting sacks. Contain the quarterback. Force him to stay in the pocket.
Seahawks needing wide receivers to step up, minus Percy Harvin. How about Jermaine Kearse?
nice.
What a preseason this youngster
He did
had.
have a big yes.
You know what? Picks right up where he left off.
Wilson 25 out of 33, 320 in spite of that difficult start and the lack of protection. Seahawks on top 12-7. Next drive, D'Angelo Williams. Tony McDaniel going to eventually pounce on that football.
Fumble down the stretch.
Just can't do it. Inside the red zone.
Not. Yeah.
Jamie, you know how it zaps
kills
the
you.
momentum.
Yeah. I mean, here you are, the last 5 minutes left in the game.
Yep.
That play right there kills you.
And Pete Carroll, defensive guy at heart on the sidelines, excited, likes that one, and that was one of the huge plays in the game. It wasn't pretty for those Seattle Seahawks, but they do go on the road and win 12-7.
You look at those numbers for D'Angelo, 16 for 76. Besides that fumble, those are some good rushing numbers against that Seattle defense.
One-sided affair. You know, Russell Wilson, Colin Kaepernick have that eyebrow bet. You know, the loser's got to shave an eyebrow.
Well, after that beat, he should shave his whole beard, eyebrow.
Yeah. Well, John Ryan's punt is blocked by Craig Dahl. Now, the Seahawks and Pete Carroll, who turned 62 on Sunday night, claiming that there was an inadvertent whistle. And so they kind of stopped.
Stadium.
I know.
It's not like they're the road team.
So the refs are like, sorry, man, that's the way it rolls. Ensuing Niners possession, Colin Kaepernick to Vernon Davis with Paul's tip. I'll take that, says Earl Thomas, and that Legion of Boom secondary.
Big play right there.
He threw into a cover two. Threw into a cover two. Corner out there sitting. Nice play.
Speaking of boom, a lot of thunder, lightning. They cleared the field for an hour. That was the second game of the day that was delayed an hour.
That would be hard for me to get back motivated to go back out there after an hour.
Well, they had to. Second quarter, scoreless. Kaepernick to Frank Gore. That's incomplete, but here's the problem. Bruce Miller's called for holding in the end zone. We know what that is.
Safety.
Say it like you know.
Yeah, safety.
There we go, guys. See, here it is. That's pretty clear holding, right?
That's
Wrap it
tackling.
up. Tackling. So we've changed the rule to tackling in the end zone, which is okay if you're on defense, not on offense. Next Niners possession, Kaepernick scrambled, stripped by Cliff Averill. KJ Wright recovers. 4 turnovers on the night for the Niners. They had all sorts of problems.
So much love last week for him sitting in the pocket and getting rid of that ball.
Led to a Hauschka field goal on a 5-zip lead. And then
not happening.
Marshawn Lynch. Now, this is on the read option, so you are allowed to hit the quarterback, correct?
Yes, and they hit Russell right now.
Ahmad Brooks delivering the blow, and Pete Carroll saying that is a flag. And Jim Harbaugh saying, not this week.
Here's the key right here for me, guys.
Yeah, that's the key right there for me, too.
Anquan Bolden, 13 catches for 208 last week. What happened on Sunday?
They didn't get that out, but they just didn't make those same plays. I talked about that on game day morning. This is a physical group. defensive back playing a physical receiver.
Well, the Niners were frustrated all evening long. Third quarter, Seahawks ball. Russell Wilson coming off his first regular season 300-yard game.
Last name Wilson.
Singing any tunes for Doug Baldwin, 51-yard game.
Yep. I love this kid, man.
Yeah, he's
He
boxy.
seems like he's always in control.
Then second and goal, 6 plays later, Lynch, 43 yards last week in the win over Carolina. Right around the century mark on Sunday night. It's 12-zip. Niners trying to get back in it. Kaepernick.
Now, this is what Cap does. This is fascinating right here. Look how he hits this corner and gets around this corner, man. That is sneaky fast and sneaky scary.
28 yards on that scramble inside the Seahawk 30. 4 plays later, Kaepernick. Keeping the play alive. They can't get 6. They had to settle for a Phil Dawson 3, so they are down 9. They're still in this one, but they really struggled moving the ball against the Seattle defense.
Name is Russell.
3rd and 28. Wilson to Zach Miller, well shy of the first down, but look at this. Personal foul on Alden
crazy.
Smith. What's going on?
Come on now. Listen, man.
The ref got to let that go.
Listen, all the holding and scrapping that's going on.
That's nothing.
You don't know how many times he told him to stop. Don't
That's
do
nothing,
it.
man. That's nothing.
Leave it alone.
4th quarter.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Marshawn Lynch hot out of the backfield. Ooh.
Oh, look, salt in the wound right there talking about you 49.
Alcohol in the room.
So that made it 19-3. Next Niners possession.
One of the best in the game.
Yeah,
You can say
Richard
what you
Sherman.
want. You can say what you want about this kid.
You like him.
He make plays, man.
He took
He
that ball
walks
right
the
there.
walk, and he talks the talk.
So Chancellor, Sherman, Thomas, all with an INT on the night. Gus Bradley looking for win number 1. Good luck up in Seattle. Russell Wilson.
Look at this. You got to be kidding. You got to be kidding.
Doesn't he get called for traveling on that?
Look at this. This is not how you draw it up.
That's pretty cool, though, to Zach Miller for the touchdown. 3rd quarter. Doug Baldwin. Wow.
Stanford guy.
Look at that. One-hand grab.
Lay out.
That's nice.
Guys have won 10 of 11. They're 3-0 this year. 45-17 is your
Somebody
final.
help Jacksonville, please.
And we start today down in Houston, Texas, where the Seattle Seahawks looking to go 4-0 for the first time ever. J.J. Watt looking like Iceman.
Look
Top
at the
Gun.
swag, though.
Yeah. Brian Cushing's got some swag.
That's
We know
right.
Richard Sherman's got swag. We'll hear from you in a bit. Matt Schaub, an interesting day for him. 355 yards through the air. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about this. Look at it. The ultimate tip drill touched by 3 of the 4 members of the Legion of Boom.
That means all those guys are getting to the ball. That's the sign of a great defense. Watch this. 1 guy on the tackle.
Tip drill.
2,
Tip drill.
3, and another guy right there.
Picked off by Brandon Browner. Only Richard Sherman didn't touch it on that play. 3-zip Seattle until Schaub hits Garrett Graham. You know, tight ends have caught 6 of Schaub's 8 touchdown tosses this year. Houston up 7-3.
Houston got an 88 on the team now. I got to watch him.
Easy. How about this to Arian Foster? Seattle gave up 324 yards in the first half, more than the Seahawks had allowed in any of their first 3 games. And J.J. Watt, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year? Oh, yeah. We heard from him on this day as well.
Man, I love that little show. Look at J.J. Watt right there, man. Where he comes in.
Just look at the move. Look at the move. He's just relentless.
He's a beast, man.
And it's not like they don't know he's the guy on his front.
He and Antonio Smith teaming up for the sack, and then Jason Wilson. Now, watch the hit on the backside by 99. Watch
It's
this.
clean. It's clean.
It is clean.
It's clean.
No flag.
Yeah.
And then take a look at the beak. That's a Tim Crumrye nose right
Man.
there. And then watch
it.
the react.
Watch it. Man, what's wrong with you?
Hey, who's this, Prime?
Russell, last name Wilson.
Down
I love
20-6, under 14 to go. Wilson
I like this
scrambling
dude
for
too, man.
25.
And this is what I'm talking about. This dude makes these plays.
5 plays later, 12 and change to go. Keeping the play alive, escaping pressure, and it's another 13.
You know, Mike, there's just no panic in the moment. Some
incredible.
quarterbacks, even quarterbacks that can run, they panic in that moment. He's just calm back there.
That might have been the biggest play of the game here. 4th and 3 at the Texans 7. Watch this. This is all guts.
Nice stutter move right there.
He gets it and moves the chains.
Huge play. Huge play.
Wilson finished with 77 yards on the ground, and then the toss to beast mode. He had 98 and that touch. Still no 100-yard games for 24 this year.
Man, he is so incredible.
All right, so now the Texans up 20-13, under 3 to go. It's 3rd and 4. Matt Shaw.
Don't do it.
He did it.
3rd straight game with a pick 6. Richard Sherman comes up with it.
Who you said didn't touch the ball? Who did you say? Sherm said, I do my touching dolo solo.
And then,
This comes from a lot of study.
how about this? Watch this. He loses his shoe. He is the shoeless Sherman.
What did he study? That Schaub always throw a pick 6 in the game?
He knew it.
Again, that's
And
called
then we asked him
tweeted
day
us.
highlights. What was this move? And he did tweet us afterward. LOL, fellas, we call that the grave digger.
It's the grave digger.
Thank you.
Gotcha, my man.
Right
One
away,
of the
bro.
best statistically and physically, one of the best in the game.
All right.
Any better than Darrell Reeves?
One of the best in the game.
You saying he's the best?
Right now, he's one of the best in the game.
On this play, Matt Shaw is
Is he the
complete on
best?
3rd and 4. Gary Kubiak elects not to try a 62-yarder that would have given him the lead. Instead, we are headed to overtime. Each team missed out on its first possession, so now it's next score wins. Schaub, pressured, dropped by Clinton McDonald.
You talk about panicky like that right there. That's what you're talking about.
Away.
So here we come. It's time for our drive of the day, presented by Mercedes-Benz, led by Russell Wilson, who hits Doug Baldwin, and Kareem Jackson hits Doug Baldwin too, and then drops him.
Can't
That
slam it.
is a penalty.
Yeah,
Can't slam a man.
So that's a full 15 tacked on to that. Pete Carroll's loving it. Stephen Hauschka
Hauschka.
getting
A name
ready.
like that, you gotta be a good
45
kicker.
yards out. I don't know. Pete, keep running all the way to Seattle because y'all are 4-0 for the first time ever.
Ever?
Ever. Led in part by that Legion of Boom. Seahawks trying to improve to 5-0 for the first time ever. Russell Wilson, 75th pick of last year's draft. Andrew Luck, first pick of last year's draft. Colts down 10-zip. Pat McAfee punting, swatted away by Jermaine Kearse. Jerron Johnson recovers it. However, the ref said not in time, so it's a safety instead of a touchdown. They went back and reviewed it, and they said
He covered that, man.
What?
That was good.
Did he not have possession? What?
they said it's safety, not conclusive evidence. Okay. Colts get back into it, down 12-zip. Andrew Luck to T.Y. Hilton.
That is wide open. Where's my safety?
Where's my corner?
73 yards on that one, and I think the Legion of Boom is probably talking about the same thing you guys are talking about. Second quarter, Stephen Hauschka on to try and add to the lead. However, look at Lawrence Guy, the family guy with the swat. We're going the other direction.
Go get him, House.
He's
Go
going.
get him, House.
Delano Howell.
That kid can run.
But watch Hauschka.
Watch
Watch
out.
out. Whoa, get cleaned up on the sideline.
Out right back up, dog.
Chuck Pagano's loving life. Pete Carroll, your thoughts? Exactly. However, Seattle will get back into this thing. Russell Wilson to Jermaine Kearse. He's
Great
done that a
catch.
couple times this
That's
year.
a great throw and catch.
Good defense, just better offense, huh?
Yeah, you got that right.
19-14 Seattle lead. Third quarter, Colts now down 8. Luck looking again for his second-year man, T.Y. Hilton.
And you wondered how this kid would do against these big corners of Seattle, but I think his quickness, it showed up all day long, and he made big play after big play.
2-point conversion, no good. On to the fourth. Colts down 5. Luck on 3rd and 8. Look at him stay strong, deliver the strike, and how about the adjustment by Hilton? A great catch to move the chains on Richard Sherman, no less. 5 plays later, who do you turn to? Not Trent Richardson, but Donald Brown.
Donald Brown gets in the end zone. Where has he been?
Well, in the end zone, apparently. They convert on the 2-point conversion. Next Seahawks drive, under 8 to go. Wilson trying to escape on 3rd and 2, but look at the read by Jarrell Freeman and the speed, too, to close.
Great play by the linebacker.
Forcing a punt. So now big play for the Colts. 3rd and 5. Where's Donald Brown? No, it's Trent Richardson.
Trent Richardson, this is what he has been brought in to do. Finish the game, 4 minutes.
Statistically, not great. 18 carries, 56 yards, but did lead to a Vinatieri field goal. So down 6, under 2 to go. 4th and 15. Wilson pressured. Look at the hit he takes, and then picked off by Darius Butler.
DB.
Colts with a couple of huge wins so far early in the season. They improved to 4-1 overall and hand Pete Carroll and his group their first loss of the season. Well, no question who, of course, is the undisputed leader in Seattle. That's Russell Wilson. 10-0 at home in his career, taking on the Tennessee Titans. Jake Lockerless. So Ryan Fitzpatrick got the call. Stephen Hauschka. Now we're showing a kicker getting pummeled in the second quarter by Darius Reynaud. And take a look at Hauschka's beak when he comes off. Oh, my nose!
Oh, he knows he's not supposed to be getting in there.
Where's his corner man?
He's tapping out.
He's going to be in that concussion lawsuit.
All right, so now John Ryan, the punter, who's usually the holder, has to try and field goal attempt. That doesn't work because Chris Maragos is the holder, the defensive back. This is the final snap of the first half, by the way. So Jason McCourty picks it up and returns it 77 yards for the score.
It's not how you want to go in at halftime after that mistake. Oh, boy.
Has anybody ever seen that? We got a holder who's trying the field goal and a safety that's trying to hold, and we're not going to put that in the
went
playbook.
for it.
All right, fourth quarter, we're tied at 10. Marshawn Lynch slipped in the end zone, but the ball's knocked out by Moises Boku, and Zach Brown got his paws on it, but he couldn't keep it as Russell Wilson gets it.
If he scoops and scores, this is a touchdown, and he sends it over to Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson played baseball. He was like a shortstop on that one.
I was thinking the same thing.
By the way, it led to a field goal. Then the next Titans possession, Fitzpatrick picked off by you-know-who.
One of the best in the game.
I mean, does he average like an interception per game, or is it just me?
It depends on the level of the game. He only does it in the big games.
Then Wilson. Just pitch it out to Sidney Rice for a gain of 24. Did Rice get both feet? Make it like another Rice.
Tip it tall.
Wilson, 23 of 31, 257. And then beast mode.
Too easy.
So they've won 11 straight home games. This one was a tough one. 20-13 is your final.
Kickoff week number 7 here in Arizona. Larry Fitzgerald, 6 receptions shy of 800 in his career. Marshawn doing his Skittles thing before doing his beast mode thing in the desert. Russell Wilson came out. What a play, Kurt Warner. What a play Russell Wilson made right here in the first quarter.
Well, and Arizona brought pressure here, but you got to keep contained on this guy if you bring pressure. He got outside. What a great throw on the outside.
We talked about that in the pregame, that you have to stay with those receivers, Rich, at all times, because Russell Wilson will buy time and find them.
And he'll also find Zach Miller in the end zone to make it a 14-0 lead. The crowd going crazy because Richard Sherman just crashed our set in the middle of this highlight. Pete Carroll is all fired up, chewing gum and all whatnot. 14-3 is the score when Russell Wilson in the plus, but right in his own shadow of his own goal line. There were some protection issues on Russell Wilson tonight, and this one cost him, Steve.
And there was, and this was a coverage sack, Rich, because there was no place to go with the football. Nobody could separate open. He held the ball a little too long.
Matt Shaughnessy forced it loose. Calais Campbell recovered it. Rashard Mendenhall turned it into a touchdown, and it was 17-10 at halftime, but 17-13 on 3rd and 3, a monster play right here.
That's the type of play you can't coach, you can't stop, you can't defend. This guy just knows how to make plays.
Moving the chains right there. Clearly his knee was not down. Clearly a catch by Miller, moving the chains, and that led to Marshawn Lynch 3 plays later on 2nd and 6. This is the beast mode we refer to.
And this is the original, what we call OG beasting right here. That's original gangster beasting. That's what Marshawn Lynch did tonight.
It looked like Lynch had got it in the end zone.
OG beasting.
OG beasting, almost. It seemed like it went in the end zone, but after further review, it was on the half-inch line, so it just turned into a Russell Wilson to Kellen Davis touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass of the game for Wilson, 24-13, and that's when the Legion of Boom made its presence felt. Brandon Browner with the pick right here, almost a pick 60.
I don't know how he falls. Let me tell you something. This was a great play defensively, but you can see Pete Carroll, we cut away to him. He's laughing on the play because this is hilarious. But his kid,
it's a league-leading 11th interception of the season for the Seattle defense. Palmer's 13th interception, 2nd most behind only Eli. And that one was a Marshawn Lynch score, his 6th rushing touchdown of the year, and that essentially wrapped it up. 34-22 is your final score. The Seahawks are 6-1, for the first time in team history. Again, the crowd here is going crazy.
How things went down there in St. Louis, Seahawks visiting Russell Wilson. He's had some fumbling issues. He would have some sack issues in this game. Sam Bradford out for the season with a torn ACL, helping Kellen Clemens get ready. Clemens not off to a good start tonight against a tough Seattle defense. Picked off there along the sideline by Brian Quick.
No, that's Bruce Irvin. It was intended for Brian Quick. Get it together, Dan.
Oh, man, I was so excited here.
Bruce Irvin, listen. Hey, some instincts in the pass game, huh?
Then here, we know who this is. This is Richard Sherman.
That ball just got away from two. He had guys open a lot tonight. It was kind of surprising with Seattle's secondary. There was a lot of open space for these Rams receivers.
Sherman's 4th interception of the season. Clemens had 2 turnovers in the first half. So the Seahawks are going to take over. Clemens saying, I got to get better if we're going to make a game of this. Russell Wilson scrambling as he always does, and this time he picks up a nice chunk, about 17 yards. So the Seahawks now in the red zone. 4 plays later, 3rd and goal on the Rams 2. It's Golden Tate sneaks over the line. Seahawks capitalize on the turnover and take a 7-3 lead. Robert Quinn had himself a game, gentlemen. 7 sacks on the season, and he had 3 of them tonight.
Well, I'm going to say this. He was helped out by a lot of this Seattle game plan. I was a little disappointed tonight, Darrell Bevel, in this offense of Seattle.
Yeah, but they ran games with him. He showed the speed off the edge. You see him wrap around here on the games. There was a lot of different ways he got pressure tonight. Effort was another one. He kept coming every single down.
Effort with that monster is going to be there every single week.
Well, here in the 3rd quarter on play action, Russell Wilson to Golden Tate.
Oh, my God.
Talk about showboating a little early, huh?
Well, that's classless right there, but that catch Golden Tate made and the adjustment he made to make Russell Wilson look good there, it was special.
80-yard touchdown. Seahawks go up 14-6. Here's another look. He just went and got this.
He started waving about as early as I've ever seen anybody wave on a touchdown. He almost drifted out of bounds here inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, taunting Rodney McLeod makes you wonder what kind of chat they had before that catch. So on the ensuing possession for the Rams, Kellen Clemens just gets smacked there by Cliff Averill. Penalty on the play for defensive holding, so it gives the Rams an automatic first down. Take another look here. Brandon Browner gets called for defensive holding on Chris Gibbons. Sam Bradford likes that.
Well, after 5 yards, you know the rules. Call it fair or call it not fair, but it was definitely a good call.
All right, same Rams drive in the 4th quarter. Clemens to Jared Cook for a 19-yard gain, and the Rams now in scoring territory.
That's a big tight end.
Oh, and he can run now.
Walter Thurman got into Clemens here.
Did the Ric Flair. Nice.
The Rams have to settle for a Greg Zuerlein field goal. So it's a 14-9 game.
Curse with the drop.
Yeah, and he's been so impressive this year. Just one of those ones you want back.
So they're forced to punt. Rams get the ball back, and here's Tavon Austin. Maybe could have got a few more yards.
Get a little more. With so little plays this year, I see him taking that thing inside. Let's see what you can do.
Well, lower your shoulder. I know you're only 117 pounds, but give me some little extra effort there.
He sets this up, a 50-yard field goal, which is wide right.
That was huge.
Yes, it was.
Seahawks take over on their own 40. Russell Wilson sacked again, this time by Chris Long. Long had 3 sacks in the game. The Rams had 7 as a team. Zach Stacy, the rookie from Vanderbilt, played very well on this night.
Well, look at the hole that he just had to run through. I mean, just a little zone read. He bends it back, freezes the defender in space. He played well.
Then Clemens to Chris Gibbons.
After those early picks, Kellen Clemens kind of settled in a little bit in this game.
He did. Well, Sam Bradford cheered him on from the sideline.
Clemens again. This time to Lance Kendricks for a gain of 18. He's marching him right down the field, boys.
He is. He found the little open zone there and shot it in.
2 plays later on 2nd and 5.
I thought he might score right there.
Richardson almost got in, but he gains 10 yards. He's getting him closer. 3 plays later, it's 3rd and goal. Clemens. Incomplete to Chris Gibbons. But penalty, defensive offside. So you replay 3rd down, half the distance to the goal. Darrell Richardson up the middle for no gain. So this is for all the marbles. 4th and goal on the Seahawks 1. They spread them out. He's trying to find Brian Quick, but it falls incomplete. So the Seahawks win it 14-9.
The battle of former Wolfpack quarterbacks. Yeah, Russell Wilson, he said of Mike Lennon, he's a great football player. I told him before the season started, just go win the starting gig, do whatever he could to be successful, never let up. They're winless this year, the Bucs. Yeah. All right. Well, they're trying, and they came out punching. Look at this. Michael James filling in for the injured Doug Martin, 28 carries on a $158. He had it working.
That's all I can say on that one.
He's trying to eat.
All right, second quarter, it's zeros, but Mike Glennon keeping the play alive and finding Timothy Wright.
Nice play.
So look who's up in this game. Up in Seattle, where they won 11 straight home games. Russell Wilson's never lost in this place. Well, then it's Glennon to Tyquan Underwood with the kid in play haircut still under that helmet. It's 14-0 Bucs.
Look out.
Look out. What had happened?
Guys, I need some enthusiasm. The Bucs are 14-zip.
It's hard.
Look at this.
We're in
Long
shock.
games,
We're in
second
shock
quarter,
right now.
buddy.
What in the Tim Tebow's going on with the jump pass from Michael James to Tom Crabtree?
Might as well try everything. Ain't nothing else been working.
It's 21-0.
Try a finger roll next time.
Now in the third quarter, the Bucs are up 24-7. Wilson keeping the play alive.
Last name Wilson.
Oh, that's pretty pitch and catch to Doug Baldwin and a gain of 19. Next play, Russell Wilson.
Special.
Taking it in from 10 yards out, and Seattle is down 10. On to the fourth, where the Bucs lead has been shaved down to 7. Third and 3. What do? Wilson to Jermaine Kearse. This kid.
That's a great play.
Yeah, he's an athletic receiver.
Russell Wilson 8 for 12 on third downs, which is phenomenal.
So it's now first and goal. Wilson looking for Doug Baldwin, but it's picked off by Keith Tandy.
Can't do that down there, Russell.
The Tandy man can.
The Tandy man can.
And Wilson's second pick of the day means the Bucs are in business. Now Glennon on 3rd and 2 just throws it away. Oh, that is critical right there. Instead, you give the ball back to Seattle. Wilson to Baldwin, and he's into the end zone. We got a tie game. We go into overtime where the Bucs would get the ball first. Remember, if they score a touchdown, it's over. They kick a field goal. Seattle's got the rule. Well, it's just the rules we play by. Glennon on 3rd and 7, trying to keep it alive, and he can't. Sacked by Bobby Wagner and Cliff Averill. So Tampa Bay punts, and here comes Beast Mode.
Oh, Lord.
Who's going to tackle?
Ain't nobody trying to get in front of him.
125 yards on the day for him. 3 plays later, Stephen Hauschka to win it.
In the house.
That's 12 straight wins at home, and Tampa Bay falls to 0-8 for the first time since 1985.
14 rushes, Bucko 5, not bad. Pete Carroll's Seahawks in Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Falcons, a rematch of the playoff game last year.
Looking for revenge.
Look at this. That was Marshawn Lynch back to Russell Wilson,
Look at these
Jermaine Kearse.
Oh, wow. Kearse has been a guy that, Washington kid. I don't know what he's doing now. That the bankhead bounce or something?
What is that one?
Type of bounce. Some kind of bankhead stomp or maybe.
That was an ugly lateral from Marshawn Lynch, but it worked.
It was effective.
Right?
Thomas Deku right there. He's got to be able to make a play on the ball. He cannot make plays on the ball.
Next Seattle possession, 2nd and 1. Russell Wilson, plenty of time, finding Doug Baldwin, gain of 30.
Now, you mentioned plenty of time. You got 2 Pro Bowlers on the bench. Matter of fact, 2 All-Pros on the bench with injuries. Unger out, also Okung, and look at that play
This is the catch of the day, Golden Tate.
We had a couple of them now.
We can take another look. Yes, we can. Left hand and get the feet down.
That is amazing. That's nice. Getting held.
He kind of pinned it up against his face mask.
Yes. With a guy draped all over him.
And yes, he got get both feet down.
The back of the end zone. Yes.
Seahawks on top 23-3 at halftime. Brandon Browner, vital part of the Legion of Boom. Early second quarter.
Boom! That groin went boom!
The Legion. Guarding Harry Douglas comes up limping after the play, would leave the game with a groin injury and would stay on the sidelines even though in some obvious pain.
They have some depth in that secondary, so they'll be fine.
Marshawn Lynch, only 2 100-yard rushing games coming into this one.
We're going to change that.
Yeah, first quarter. in beast mode, refusing to go down. 9-yard gain.
And that's a big safety he pulled that on, too, right there. Moore's a big boy. Big, strong, physical, country strong.
But somebody, he said, you strong, I'm stronger.
And that should be a penalty. I've always had a problem with, being able for the offensive player to get his hand in a face mask like that and use it as a weapon.
Thank you, offensive guy.
Thank you very much.
He talks about the offensive line pass protecting. Well, that's a nice gash there up front for Marshawn to run
People
through.
talking about his long speed. He doesn't need long speed because from 0 to 10, he's as quick as anybody in the league. And that's all he needs to get through that hole.
He only needed one here, and he easily gets it. Walks into the end zone, 1-yard touchdown. He had 24 carries, 145 yards, and it was easy for Pete Carroll. John Schneider, the general manager, and the Seahawks win 33-10. How about that? Through 10 games, Seattle has only one loss.
On second down, 8. Open, sideline, complete, Doug Baldwin. Inside the 30. Marshawn Lynch, touchdown. Ponder rolling, going deep and open. Jarius Wright, touchdown Vikings. Pressure coming, he gets rid of it for Harvin. A juggling catch. Oh, mercy. Sitting with people in his face. Great concentration for Percy Harvin. Come down with that football. Lynch the carry. Lynch the touchdown. There won't be enough time if this ball stays on the ground in the field of play. End zone throw for Baldwin. Touchdown. Well, Russell Wilson sees the too deep coverage and just puts it right in the honey hole to Doug Baldwin. Baldwin's ability to come up with unreal clutch catches all season long for his quarterback, Russell Wilson. He is so underrated. Another interception. Running it back for a touchdown. Walter Thurman. And with a week of rest, they'll get ready to take on the Saints and then go to San Francisco and go to play the Giants.
Russell Wilson and the Seahawks completely dominated the New Orleans Saints tonight. And Drew Brees didn't think it was going to go down exactly like this, despite the home record for the Seahawks as of late. But he didn't think this was going to happen either. Stripped by Cliff Averill. Michael Bennett recovers. They're calling it a strip sack and a fumble. It's a 22-yard return for a touchdown. And the Seahawks up 10-0. Take another look at how this went down. Walk me through this, DJ.
Well, you got Drew Brees holding on the ball a little bit too long, not feeling that pressure. What you love about Drew Brees, normally has that pocket awareness to get rid of the ball, climb in the pocket, get away. Couldn't get away on that one.
All right, so here's Russell Wilson just rolling out, going to work. Zach Miller wide open, has a 10-yard lead on everybody, but can't quite make it to the end zone. Gets pretty close, though. 60-yard gain. That's Miller's longest catch of the season. Sets this up, 3rd and goal, 3 plays later. Wilson to Miller again. He gets his touchdown anyway. The Seahawks add to their lead at 17-0 at this point in the second quarter. Man, Drew Brees trying to make something happen. Well, if you have a guy named Jimmy Graham, he's going to help you out just a little bit. This one good for a 20-yard gain. Then it's after a little smack talk, 2nd and goal is Jimmy Graham again. Coach, how does that happen? How do you let this guy get open in the end zone? He's done this too many times.
Well, they got so many weapons. At some point, okay, we want to take away Jimmy Graham, but what about Marcus Colston on the outside? What about Sproles? We got to account for him as well. So at some point, you're going to get the matchups, and of course, the sheer size of Jimmy Graham. I'm very impressed with the fact that this secondary, this somewhat depleted secondary, matched up so well, and that Graham wasn't able to hurt them more.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks offense was moving. That's Marshawn Lynch for 14. And here's Russell Wilson again making things happen with his feet. He picks up 15 yards in the first down here, and the Seahawks are moving right into the red zone. A couple of plays later, Wilson again feeling the pressure, gets rid of it. Wide open is Doug Baldwin in the end zone. The Seahawks now leading 27-7. That was an 85-yard touchdown drive. Take another look here. Coach, tell me what you're thinking when you're Russell Wilson.
Well, anytime you can get outside your protection, that breaks down the defense. Look at the defense pursuit. Right now, they're figuring we can't let Russell Wilson get outside. We can't let him run into the end zone. So everybody's flowing that way, plus there's a breakdown in coverage. This guy is all by himself. I got a feeling that Rob Ryan, there are multiple things they were going to do to stop Russell Wilson. Maybe a little confusing for the players, some coverage breakdowns.
Well, here's Breeze working out of his own end zone, going deep for Marcus Colston, deflected by Richard Sherman. The Saints just not able to get anything going on offense. They're forced to punt on the drive. So on the Seahawks' ensuing drive, Wilson deep for Ricardo Lockett for a 33-yard gain. Take one more look at this. Lockett made a really nice catch holding on to this ball. The coverage was all over.
You got to have strong hands to be able to finish that catch right there. Phenomenal play by Lockett. Guys making plays all over the place for Seattle.
Yeah, Sean Payton decided not to challenge that play. Russell Wilson pressured here, throws out of bounds, but there's a penalty for roughing the passer. Akeem Hicks coming in as he makes the throw. The penalty gives the Seahawks a first down. So 2 plays later, Wilson is looking for Kellen Davis, deflected by Derek Coleman.
That's a sign it's your night.
Coleman. Oh, look at that.
That's a sign it's your night.
No, that was designed that way. The hard part is to design the tip. The catch you can get. It's the tip that's the hard
I like
thing
the
to
bump
design.
and the set. I just don't know if we got the spike
That's
at
right.
the end of that play.
Nice heads-up play by Derek Coleman to keep his feet in bounds there and then dive in for the score. The Seahawks added their lead 34-7. Pete Carroll was having a fun night, wasn't he? 34-7 is the final. The Seahawks get yet another win, their 14th straight at home. They are unbeatable at CenturyLink Field. They have not lost since 2011.
In fact, some people raised money and did this. Oh, that's not going to feel too good.
Oh, boy.
So once again, they clinched the division with the win. And listen to Richard Sherman.
It's a glorified practice. Stand up.
This is a glorified practice, is what he's practice. We ain't talking about practice. This is a game.
That man can play the game right there.
Russell Wilson can. So can Golden Tate.
Golden Tate is a 21st century Hines Ward. That's who he is.
By the way, the penalty was on Navarro Bowman for defensive holding and was declined. Then it's beach mode.
Getting in front of that.
Nobody is. Third straight 1,000-yard season for him. His 10th touchdown this year, and the Seahawks have a lead. Later on, down 9-7. Wilson to Luke Wilson. The rookie out of Rice, his first big league touchdown.
It's a nice call right there.
And the Seahawks up 14-9. Ensuing Niners drive, Colin Kaepernick looking for Anquan Bolden. Talk about some strength. Go get it.
And that's what these two quarterbacks do. They extend the play, they leave the pocket, and they make things happen on the scramble drill.
That was holding on Richard Sherman, by the way. We'll decline it, but take another look.
Got to make it neat. Sherman, make sure you make a great play on him. He's going to be there.
4 plays later, 3rd and goal. Kaepernick to, well, it's either for Bolden or Vernon Davis. Those are the only guys catching touchdowns from the Niners. And San Francisco has a 2-point halftime lead. Third quarter, still 16-14. Kaepernick looking for Michael Crabtree. Remember, just his second game back from that Achilles. Doesn't exactly fight for the ball here. No, picked off by Byron Maxwell.
And Byron Maxwell, he's taken Brandon Browner's spot, and he played great last game, and here he is again. He's a 6th-round draft choice a couple years ago, playing very well.
All right, well, I guess that's on Kaepernick. That's on Kaepernick. All right, fourth quarter, same score. Cap, pressured. Clinton McDonald gets him for a 9-yard loss. San Francisco forced to punt. So you know who's catching punts these days. That's Golden Tate.
I like this kid, man. I mean, he's tough as they come. Not a speedster, but he's a playmaker. He's a football player.
38 yards on that punt return there inside the 30. So now 3rd and 8 on the ensuing drive. Wilson looking for Jermaine Kearse. This kid's got some athleticism, but he can't get that. So they had to settle for a Hauschka field goal, and they regain a 1-point lead. But here we go. You know what I haven't seen in this highlight? Frank Gore.
There he goes, the inconvenient truth.
Who said he slowed down? He's still getting it done, Frank Gore.
17 carries for a $110, keeps the clock rolling, and that would be important here.
Very important. That was very heads-up football.
Yeah, gain of 51. 3 plays later, 3rd and 7. If the Seahawks stop them, hold them to a field goal, they still got a decent chance. But no, they're moving the chains.
That's quarterback sweep all the way. Keep it in bounds, make the first down, and click off some more timeouts.
Yeah, Seattle had to use, timeouts on defense, so this didn't exactly work in their favor. Now Phil Dawson, his fourth field goal of the day, and the Niners have reclaimed the lead 19-17. So now can Russell Wilson get it done with Vernon Davis all pumped up in really a huge game for these Niners? Wilson looking deep downfield, and it is picked off by Eric Wright.
You can't fall.
And Pete Carroll, guy who once coached in the Bay Area.
Wild card race, the Seahawks sit atop the NFC. They know very well that in early February, Super Bowl 48 going to be played right there on that field.
Russell Wilson and his... Take a good look at this place. We coming back. Believe that, man.
Eli Manning. What kind of day is it going to be for Eli against a very good defense? Just serving up the INTs.
Yes. This kid has really played well and made some plays. Kind of coming off the street, so to speak, or, coming off the bench.
Byron Maxwell.
One thing this secondary has in it, the defense as a whole, a lot of depth. And that's showed by the play of Maxwell.
That was the 21st interception for Eli Manning. Now that's the 22nd.
I sense a trend, Paul.
Picked off by Richard Sherman. Yeah, I would say so. 22 picks already.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Seahawks back with it now. Ground game. Marshawn Lynch fighting extra hard for extra yardage.
That's what beast mode means.
Yes.
That's exactly what it means. Have we heard from Eli lately?
2 interceptions.
Oh, you're going to hear it again.
You can hear from him again?
Yeah, you're going to hear some more noise.
Federally mandated shot of Pete Carroll
earlier.
Smiling on the sideline.
A low
Always
light.
happens. Victor Cruz.
Okay.
Here's Eli. Plenty of time. Looking for Cruz. Got him.
Nice catch.
Oh, boy.
3rd down and 8, but that is Cruz going down hard.
On that turf. Yeah.
And that turf is cold.
It's cold and hard.
Unfortunately, did not get back up, and he left the game with a concussion and didn't come back.
Pray for you, Victor. Victor's a good dude, too, man. I hope he's going to be all right.
And now we are in the 4th quarter, right back where we started here, Jamie. Remember Byron Maxwell with the early interception?
Yeah. Oh,
nice.
Now that's
play.
a nice pick.
There's another.
That's a tough catch.
That's nice right there. This kid, wow.
They got some ballers in that secondary. I tell you what, from top to bottom, look at that.
That is nice.
Reach around.
I mean, Eli. I mean, he's
Eli's
area code.
That was his 4th interception of the game, and he's not done yet.
Oh, he's not?
Seahawks back on offense. Russell Wilson, Doug Baldwin. Just in 12-yard Seahawks score.
You can see which team is playing for something. You can just tell by watching the highlights which team has.
Well, everybody's playing for something.
No, the Giants, they're ready to go home.
Later in the 4th, here is INT number 5. Safety Earl Thomas with that pick. Manning's 5th interception of the game. That's a career high.
I don't know who said it, but I'm going to echo the point. I heard it somewhere, and I can't say where it was. Richard Sherman should be a defensive player.
Yeah, him or Earl Thomas. Both of those guys are in contention.
Being out there on the island like that, I lean more towards the corner.
The corner, yeah.
I mean, just because he's on the island back there.
Eli Manning, 5 interceptions.
No more question marks on who's the best
on this
corner
day. Now has
in the league.
25 on the season.
No more questions.
Giants fall to 5-9.
How many Seahawks will be available? They might be playing in a big game the following week. Of course, they can clinch home field with a win over Arizona, who needed a W just to stay in the playoff picture. Carson Palmer's already been picked twice. Here under a minute to go in the first half. Tip drill, and Malcolm Smith, he swipes it, but watch Palmer. Give him a little credit, because at least he tries to bring him down, and that was critical. Because on 3rd and goal from the 1, Russell Wilson trying to punch it in, but instead he just throws it away. So they're going to settle for a Stephen Hauschka field goal, and most likely a 6-3 halftime lead, right? That's what you're thinking. Except Hauschka goes boing.
No, he did.
And watch Tony Jefferson. He's thinking it's the Arena League. I'm going to pick it and run with it.
I don't blame him, man. Heads up play.
4th quarter, Cards up 9-3. 2nd and goal for Russell Wilson. He finds Zach Miller.
His name is Russell. Last name Wilson.
And Seattle's got a 10-9 lead. But here come the Cards. The ensuing possession. Watch Palmer, not known for those nimble feet. He gets out of the pocket, keeps the play alive, and finds Jake Ballard for a gain of 17.
Palmer. That's a great play.
6 plays later, it's 3rd and 6. Is it Larry Fitzgerald? No, it's Michael Floyd, who's a baller.
Just a big play by Michael Floyd right here. That nice battle with Richard Sherman earlier. He comes up with the play right there. That's a game winner by a guy that's saying, I'm making a claim in this league.
That one over Byron Maxwell. But here come the Seahawks. Can Russell Wilson do it?
That's his first catch of the day.
Looking for Doug Baldwin. Ball's in the air and picked by Carlos Dansby. And you're thinking, well, wait a second. Didn't that hit the turf?
That was terrific right there. Ooh.
But watch it. It goes off of Baldwin's arm.
That's off the turf, man.
I don't know.
Hey, Gerard Powers to play, too.
They didn't reverse it.
Hey, it snapped Seattle's 14-game home winning streak. Russell Wilson's first home loss since he was at NC State.
Ever?
Seattle Seahawks were in. They were trying to win and get home field advantage after losing at home to Arizona last week. Taking on the Rams, who are looking to get to 500. First quarter, Rams ball. Kellen Clemens looking for Lance Kendricks, but it's Malcolm Smith. Second straight week with a big pick. This time it's a pick 6. Remember, last week he couldn't get in. He's in, and the Seahawks up 7-zip.
Their defense is good, man.
Third quarter, it's 13-3. Robert Turbin, it's not beast mode. And we got a little problem here.
What?
Kendall Langford inadvertently hits the hat of the referee. He's called for unsportsmanlike conduct, so he's thrown out of the game.
You can't
get out of here.
The referee.
How you inadvertently hit the referee?
That's what it is right there.
That was an accident.
It's like the Three Stooges thing. But that's no good. So
yeah, but you can't hit him and cuss.
Well,
and then you throw your helmet.
And
show out.
Okay, he's not popular in Seattle. I just figured that out.
You hit him, just
He's having a conversation with the 12th man.
2 plays later, Marshawn Lynch is in.
I don't blame you, DB. He
The
want none of that at
Seahawks will be playing at home throughout the playoffs, 27-9.
All right, here we go. The Saints in Seattle. Drew Brees with his ski cap on, and I don't even think that was going to help in the rain. That was coming down.
Some hail
Good
mixed in there.
gracious.
Sure,
how about some pregame trash talk? Have you ever seen so much of this, guys?
Well, you know what's funny is now this is Jimmy Graham, obviously right there in the mix. You see Ben Watson trying to settle him down, but where'd Jimmy Graham do today? You know, I mean, he can't throw the ball to himself, but I'm against this. Yes, that's when you know it hurts. Yeah, and that face tells you it hurts too.
The Seahawks end up settling for a field goal there. Then
McCown, your backup quarterback. Listen, Shane Graham, look at the laces. I mean,
you got to turn the laces.
I was never a field goal kicker, but I know one thing: you can't kick the laces.
Gets and does a great job of getting skinny. And what I mean, taking it right down the numbers. Yeah, for a guy that size, you get out there and there's space there, and he does a great job of finding his way in there. But Drew Brees,
first Holston, the Saints turn it over on downs. Pete Carroll, jacked.
Now I can need some more enthusiasm.
Well, he did avoid the sack there, but Drew Brees isn't the tallest guy in the world, and he just couldn't get the complete pass.
Ground, very difficult.
You see right there. The side of the face, it's that temple shot. That's where most concussions happen.
He's going to get a fitted mouthpiece, though.
You know what I mean? Those things are too loose.
For the Saints, a 25-yard gain, and they're marching down the field. In the fourth quarter, same drive for the Saints. It's 3rd and goal, and Robert Meacham hauls it in. Earl Thomas was there, just kind of tips it up to Meacham, who was waiting on the play, picks up 52 yards. 3 plays later. Look at that weather. I mean, it's come a 24-yard game, but there's a challenge flag on the play. Let's take another look.
It's a great catch, and I think he gets the knee, because if the knee goes down.
It's coming. You have no timeouts. You know they're running the rock. They get the edge. Couldn't tell whose fault it was there, but inexcusable.
There, the Skittles. It was raining Skittles.
Let's go for the Hail Mary.
Situational awareness. This is what frustrates me. Everyone was a better football player than me, but Marcus, you got to know the time on the clock, feel it, step out of bounds, live to play another down.
23-15 the final. The Seahawks moving on to the conference championship game, and they are going to play either the Carolina Panthers or their nemesis, the San Francisco 49ers. The Seahawks already in the NFC Championship game.
Best. It's Rich, it's Dion, it's Marshall, and we have right here the paperwork to prove we have a highlight between the San Francisco 49ers and Seahawks. What a game this was. An absolute classic. Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, Legion.
That's my man.
Richard Sherman, Pete Carroll. Pre-game, they didn't even want any shenanigans with these two teams. Look at that wall of officials that they had there. And just in case anyone's wondering, it was a non-pleat khaki. And Please. First play of the game, a disaster for Russell Wilson. Aldon Smith just goes right in on him. Sack, force fumble, and recovery, the trifecta. And that is the way the game started. First championship game to start with a turnover since, Marshall, your championship game against the Rams.
Yeah, let me talk about this game, though, Rich.
Okay.
I think that shook him up a little bit because it took him a while to kind of get going.
Well, the defense picked him up, kept Kaepernick and the Niners out of the end zone. It was the only points that they've allowed on the first possession of an opponent all season long. And it was the first lead Colin Kaepernick's had in Seattle, 3-0. That just scored to start the second quarter, 3rd and 9. What do you think of this holding call?
That was a very bad call. They're physical, let them play, top of the route, let him go. Now you go, fight for the ball.
Well, the fresh set of downs led to the fresh legs of Colin Kaepernick and Sherman and Crabtree. It was a little bit more than playful later on.
Yeah, they were friends, man.
And Kaepernick is out.
Oh, buddy.
First down slides.
Mama, there goes that man.
Well,
when he starts to run,
that was just
you're
12
playing
yards.
man, you could be in trouble.
That was just a cloud of dust compared to this. 58 Kaepernick yards, second level, picking him up, putting him down.
Just makes
Great hustle by Chancellor. Great hustle. That's why he's a Pro Bowl.
2 plays later, 3rd and goal from the 1. Anthony Dixon up the gut. It is ruled a touchdown. However, all scoring plays are reviewed, and upon further review, Dixon is down before he gets in, and this is crucial.
Very crucial.
Because on the play that Dixon does get, the gimme touchdown, Mike Iupati, one of the top offensive linemen in the game and in the league, gets knocked out.
They were not able to run the ball after Iupati went out.
This is a great play right here.
Seahawks next drive, Russell Wilson doing
what Russell Wilson does.
And 8 seconds running around to find Doug Baldwin, Marshall, folks. Game day morning X.
Hey, he reminds me of Fran Tarkenton, how he extends plays and buys time. It's just amazing. And then his ability to just flick the ball down the field. It caught them off guard. Whitner didn't think he could throw the ball that far.
Paid the price as Ahmad Brooks lowered the boom there. Next play, Dan Skuta with the sack keeps Russell Wilson in Seattle out of the end zone after settled for a field goal. Wilson was sacked 4 times in the first half. Second half, different story. First possession, play action. It's Marshawn Lynch coming free, kick-starting, picking him up, and scoring. Beastquake. 40 yards, tie game.
Boy, short yardage and goal line plays like this out in the field of play. As a running back, you always know one guy gets out of position, it could be a big play.
Nice patience, nice cut, nice vision. Now go get it. Now let's run.
And then the inevitable Skittle shower. Look at Golden Tate.
Well, they bankhead bouncing in.
Look at he wanted to get one in.
He almost lost the 2.
Almost got it in there. 49ers ensuing drive. Colin Kaepernick to Michael Crabtree. What a catch, 22 yards.
What a catch, what a throw. Now, Colin Kaepernick is capable of making those type throws.
2 plays later, Kaepernick sacked by Michael Bennett, but the ball is loose and goes to Jonathan Goodwin, who's a big man with football.
Big man dream.
What a break to keep the drive alive, and would you believe the next play, a jump throw, 26-yard touchdown to Bolden. What a throw.
If you watch, they kept rushing Kaepernick to his right, making him go left. Anytime that he gets to run right, his ability to run and throw, he's dangerous going that way.
Gets it over Earl Thomas, who could be one of the best ball skill jumpers in the league.
There goes that man.
There goes the X Factor.
They call special teams special for a reason.
The ensuing kickoff, Doug Baldwin, 69 yards, momentum swinging back and forth between gold and Seahawk helmets. 4 plays later, Russell Wilson pressured. Harbaugh was, he was just a highlight all day. Upset that there was no intentional grounding called. Seahawks settled for a field goal. Next drive, Russell Wilson rolling around, throws the ball away. This one was called grounding.
Got to be past the line of scrimmage, right?
Somebody got to talk to him about this here.
And Seahawks coming out decide to go kick a field goal. After they call a timeout, though, they send Russell Wilson back on the field. Hauschka's not going to kick the 53-yarder. They decide to let's go for it.
Go for it, 4th and 7. They get the free play. It's an offsides, and what do they do at the free play? They get a touchdown.
Great play.
So instead of going for the field goal, they call timeout, go back on the field, and on 4th and 7, get the free play touchdown. What a sequence. To
That's
go
great
up
coverage.
20-17 and take the lead, Harbaugh could only stand there and shake his head. 10 minutes to go. Kaepernick, 3rd and 6, rolling to his left. It's a sack, forced fumble.
You get pressure with 4 men, guys.
Michael Robinson recovers. Can the 49ers keep San Francisco out of the end zone? Well, can the San Francisco keep Seattle out of the end zone? This pass went to Curse, and Navarro Bowman rips it out of his hands, and clearly before he goes down and has his right knee.
Praying for you,
in an
man.
unnatural way.
This was gruesome.
It looks like he's got the ball down on the ground, and it's not 49ers ball. Much to Jim Harbaugh's dismay and chagrin, they ruled it that because of the scrum, they could not review the fact as to who got the football, even though it looked apparent that it was Bowman's ball. And after he got carted off, Seattle decided to go for the touchdown instead of the field goal. And San Francisco got the ball back anyway with 7 minutes and change to go. So Kaepernick now has the ball down 3, and it's a pick. Cam Chancellor.
And that one was costly because Seattle got the ball back and ran more time off the clock and actually got a field goal right there.
So what happens next? Golden Tate on 3rd and 15. They decide to get as many yards for Stephen Hauschka. They would kick the field goal to make it a 6-point game. So Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers, with 3 timeouts to go, needed to go 78 yards for a touchdown to make the Super Bowl. And on 4th and 2, decided to go for it right before the 2-minute warning move to change 3rd and 2. Minute to go in the game. Kaepernick, same throw that Chancellor picked off, except he gets it over the defense to Crabtree right there. Move the chains. 30 seconds to go inside the red zone, going in the end zone to Crabtree. Sherman breaks it up and knocks it to Malcolm Smith to wrap it up.
1-on-1, you had a stutter goal with Crabtree. Your best guy against their best guy, you got to take a shot. And Richard Sherman came up big.
Sherman, with the game ceiling, lowered the boom from the Legion of Boom, the Stanford guy, to beat his former Stanford coach and send his current team to the Super Bowl. Gives Crabtree a slap and then a choke sign for Kaepernick. Crabtree got called 15 yards for that. As the 49ers, there's the aforementioned sign that he said was for Kaepernick after the game. The 49ers are sent packing by Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks, who got one of the toughest 100-yard rushing games you'll ever see from Marshawn Lynch, and a 106-yard receiving performance from Marshall Faulk's Game Day Morning X Factor. Doug Baldwin, you are one Nostradamus, Marshall Faulk. The Seattle Seahawks, with Pete Carroll in his 4th year as coach, going to Super Bowl 48.
Super Bowl 48 here in New Jersey. When it was all said and done, kickoff at 49 degrees, 10 degrees warmer than Super Bowl VI. So the supposed cold weather Super Bowl wasn't even the coldest on record. Richard Sherman watching Joe Namath.
That's the way you go.
That's the way you go. But Terry McCauley stopped him, got the coin in the air because he wanted to make sure there was heads and tails was called. And then Joe flipped the ball in the air. And the Seahawks won the toss but put their defense out on the field.
That set the tone right there to let you know we come to play, and we come to play defense first.
And then the first snap of the game goes into the end zone. It looked like Peyton Manning was audibling, but the center snaps the football. No Sean Marino hops on it 12 seconds into the game.
And the 12 men already had an effect.
The 12th man, 12 seconds into the game leads to 2 points. Right off the bat, the quickest score in the history of the Super Bowl, as Manny Ramirez snapped it before Manning was ready. Next Seahawks possession with some quality field position. Here's Percy Harvin around the edge. We were wondering what factor he would be. 30 quick yards right there in the first quarter.
Difference, Rich. He made a huge difference. He stretched that defense wide and let Marshawn Lynch hit him in the middle.
But the Broncos defense held him to just 3. It's 5-0 later in the first quarter when that's Doug Baldwin 37 yards. But again, the Broncos defense did not break. It's just 8-0. So Peyton Manning has a chance to march down the field and just make it a 1-point game, except on 3rd and 7, he throws it high to Cam Chancellor.
Bad throw, bad read, great play by Cam Chancellor.
Pressured by Cliff Averill.
And I thought I started sensing intimidation right around here this
You're
early.
right, Mike.
This early.
I mean, you got a nice lane. You stepped up in the pocket. Misread that. Is a horrible throw.
And the effort by Julius, I mean, maybe he was in a bad position, or maybe there was some pain coming.
And that turnover would be turned into points thanks to a pass interference call in the end zone. Seattle fans have remember Super Bowls where the pass interference in the end zone was called on their receiver, not the defender. That put the ball on the 1 yard line this time. And then Marshawn Lynch, there's that action boss right up the middle for the touchdown. 15-0 Seattle. So it's time for Denver to do something positive. And they are on the plus side of the field with 3 minutes to go in the half. When Manning is hit as he throws, Malcolm Smith with the pick. And it's a pick six for Malcolm Smith, 22-0, Marshall.
You know, Kurt Warner talked about Peyton throwing interceptions and how it would affect this game. It was the one thing that could not happen if Denver was going to win. And guess what? A pick six really changed the landscape of this game.
Cliff Averill was getting to Manning that got him to throw it and hit his arm as he threw it, and Manning down 22 points right before the half, maybe get some points before the half with a minute to go in the half, but Peyton Manning cannot complete to Demaryius Thomas. 22-0 was your score when Bruno Mars took the stage, but third quarter, Seattle, remember Seattle deferred.
Yep.
Now they get the ball, and Percy Harvin is gone out the gate. Guess what, Prime?
What?
It was just 12 seconds into this half that they scored two.
We see this catching the ball off the bounce, and normally when a ball bounces, it migrates all the defensive players together, and that's all Percy Harvin needed.
87 yards, the 12th man watching them score 12 seconds into each half of Super Bowl 48. Peyton Manning down 29-0, trying to go for all. Demaryius Thomas broken up.
Interference as well.
And that was just perfect position by Richard.
That was offensive pass interference. They should have called that.
Yeah, we talked about that matchup and who would win, and Sherman played very well today.
So Peyton now 29-0, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. There's a nice catch by Demaryius Thomas, except he doesn't hold on to the ball, and who's on the spot but Malcolm Smith.
You want to call that sloppy play, but when you look at the replay, such a great play by Mac, heads-up play by Maxwell right there. That's what you need to do. Every time the Broncos seem like they got it going, the ball bounced the other way.
Those turnover Thursday is what they practice. Turnover Thursday.
And the play fake to Marshawn Lynch after the turnover. What a throw. Russell Wilson to Lockett, 19-yard gain. Next play on the Broncos 23. It's time for Wilson to go find himself some curse on 1st and 10. 23 yards.
And this kid is one of those kids undrafted that you heard Richard Sherman talk about. Nobody wanted him. Pete Carroll takes him in, and look what happens. And it doesn't matter who Russell Wilson is throwing the football to. They all put their bodies on the line, they make those catches. And the run after the catch is always special for them.
And it's 36-0. You know what's a factor of 36? 12. There's 12s everywhere. 36-0 when finally the Broncos get on the board with no time left in the third quarter to make it 36-7. So we would not have a shutout in Super Bowl 48. It's 36-8 as Demaryius Thomas sets the records for most receptions in a Super Bowl. But Doug Baldwin, your X factor from the NFC Championship game, Marshall.
I love this kid, man.
Made it a 40 burger in Super Bowl 48.
Everything that they do with Percy Harvin, this kid can do it. Every time Percy's out, he steps in, whether it's in a return game or receiver, and delivers for the Seahawks.
And Richard Sherman finished the game on crutches. Pete Carroll is a Super Bowl winning head coach, getting a hug from Russell Wilson, who he drafted in the third round just 2 years ago. And that man has still one Super Bowl ring, while Malcolm Smith has a Super Bowl MVP and a trophy to boot. So how about them apples? All of these turnovers, a torrent of turnovers, 4 of them by Denver, as the Seattle Seahawks come into MetLife Stadium and score on a kickoff return for a touchdown
an interception return for a touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a passing touchdown. Pretty much every which way you can put it in for 6. The Seattle Seahawks did that tonight in Super Bowl 48, and it is time for the 12s in Super Bowl 48 to celebrate.